Hello. We are back. Chris and I traveled to Penobsquis, New Brunswick for their round 2 Harescramble of the year. This one was a fun one. We've never ridden here before, so it was interesting to see. Here I am just saying good luck to a couple of the girls on either side of me. They really are an amazing group of girls to ride with, and a lot of them are super inspirational. Nothing super crazy happened this race. I felt really consistent, which was awesome. Still not super fast, but that's okay. We're getting there. Not a terrible start. I'm 6th heading into the woods, and I end up 6th overall. So again, I just stayed pretty consistent. So here we are. This is going to be my second lap and final lap of the day. This was a really long course actually, so I only got 2 laps in the hour and 15 minutes that they race in New Brunswick. Came up to the first set of tires here. There was a go-around line. It wasn't taped off, so I figured it was okay to use it. Personally, I've never done tires before, and while I don't think I'd have any trouble, I didn't want the first time I did them to be during a race. And we see here my first little funny tip over. Just going too slow around that corner and didn't carry enough momentum. There was a few of those little short, steep uphills. There's actually quite a few steep downhills here too, which I found really interesting. It kept the terrain really variable and different, and you never knew what to expect. It was really fun. I always make sure to check to make sure that people are good before I leave them. Yeah, it is a race, but I want to make sure that nobody's hurt and they can get up and get on their way. Just got hung up on a little root there. Just a little slippery. At this point, I just want to get my bike out of the way. Try to not cause anybody else any more issues. It's a pretty steep downhill, so it's not someplace you really want to get messed up on.
Not the best place to go down. Sorry, boys. Exactly why you do all the gear all the time. Holy.
I am notorious for taking my goggles off mid-race. I did find that they got really hot, really foggy, really sweaty. We did just invest in some really good goggles. We have Good Day optics now, and they don't fog. And so I left them on this race, and it's a really good thing I did, because when I let that guy by, he gave her the gas, he roosted me, and rocks went right into my face. No fault of his own. That's just what happens when you're racing. But they hit me so hard that they chipped my goggles. In fact, they chipped my lenses. So if I hadn't had those on, who knows what it could have done to my face or my eyes. So it's just a good reason that all the gear all the time is a saying for a reason, and it's better to be safe than sorry. Why I thought it was necessary to change the way I went up this hill this time. First lap I went over on the right side there. It's a little off camber, but it was fine. Thought I'd try it at a little bit of a straighter route, and I don't know, I lost momentum. I got messed up.
A few moments later.
Whew. I did just walk my bike up. It was fine. It was 3/4 of the way up, so it wasn't too much effort, but I did walk it up, take a quick breather, and get going again. Oh, that was a silly one. Just lost my front end.
I'm good, thanks. Sorry, man.
Again, I'm just gonna try to get my bike out of the way
I'm good, thank you.
before I stand it up, just so I'm not in people's way.
Hi, babe, I'm good.
There's Chris, my husband. He had a really good race. He came 13th out of 28, I think, in the B class. Just gonna get over to the side here. I just need a little breather. Time to get rolling again. I try not to stop for very long, if stop at all. It actually turned out to be a really muggy, warm day. We were hoping that it would stay a little overcast, just so that it didn't get too hot, but no, the sun was shining and it was certainly muggy, and everyone was good and sweaty after this race, that's for sure. Whoa, look at the speed on me. I'm a speed demon. I like to poke fun of myself. I know I'm not that fast, but every once in a while I can come onto it a little bit. At this point, I'm truly not really worried about speed. Honestly, I'd rather be slower and consistent and make sure my skills are all up to par than, you know, right above my skill level, go fast and make mistakes and get hurt. So the speed I'm sure will come. Right now I'm just enjoying the ride, really. Yeah, I'm having a really good time, challenging myself, pushing myself. Every ride or every race I come out of it feeling like I gained a little something, especially in races like this where we've never ridden there before. And I'm just testing out the new terrain, seeing how my bike reacts, seeing how I react. It's a challenge, and I'm really loving it. workers there pulled off to the side. They're having a break, a well-deserved break. They play a crucial role in keeping people safe and helping people out when they need it, and certainly appreciate their efforts. I know I can hear people behind me. I found this course was a little hard to determine where everybody was because sometimes you were passing each other going opposite directions, so it sounded like they were behind you, but they weren't. So I guess I just have to get a little bit more used to waiting until they're really on my tail, and they'll give me a rev bomb and let me know when they're ready to pass. You know, I still get worried about being in people's way. I don't want to affect people's placements. Still lap traffic at this point, so it's a work in progress. corner here messed me up a couple times. After the first lap, I said to myself, Amanda, take the outside line. So you're coming onto these routes a little more straight on. And then I couldn't remember where it was. So it caught me by surprise again. So here I am. I'm just using my get unstuck technique. Just roll my front wheel back as far as I can, give it a blip, and get over it. Might not be pretty, but it works. The other thing I've been working on is standing up more. I know it'll help the bike move underneath me better. It'll stop jostling me around. And just with that alone, I'm going to gain some speed. Right now, I'm kind of at a 50-50 mix where I stand up where I need to, sit down for the rest, trying to conserve some energy. But I am just generally trying to stand up more. So that's something that I'm going to try to have some progression on over the course of this season. And hopefully it helps. Practice on the logs has really been helping. I can come across logs now, and as long as they're not super huge, I don't get too worked up about it. In fact, I just ride over it. This section here coming up was really interesting. It's all very tight and narrow, but along a ridge, so I just tried not to look to the right there. There's a little route there to get over. You don't want to mess up on that either. But it was a good challenge, and I did it with no issue, so I was proud of that. Don't look to the left here either. And then sigh of relief when you've made it. getting closer to the finish line now. I'm feeling pretty good. A few stupid errors, but wouldn't be an Amanda race without a few stupid errors. These little sections in here were really whoopy. Hard to get a good rhythm on because they weren't even, but they were still fun. This section here was fun. It was a good challenge. It was tight, and I really enjoyed it. I did it smoother than I thought I was going to. We're coming up to the second set of tires here. I take the chicken line. We just ended up with a couple little logs, nothing crazy. And that's it. I can see timing and scoring, and we're finishing up the race. If you've made it this far, I appreciate you hanging around and supporting our channel. Make sure to like and subscribe so you can keep up with our crazy shenanigans. And yeah, we'll catch you at the next race. Cheers!
Thank you!